I've had Parkinson's for the last 35 years, so I struggle with Parkinson's every single day of my life. And I won't let that attack me, bother me, or stop me. I just take that pill in the morning and I continue with my day.
Good girl, Rita.
Thank you, Katia, because Katia sitting here at the front knows exactly what I'm talking about. Katia travelled overseas with me, saw me at my best and saw me at my worst. Sal, I'm very blessed to have you in my life, because even after 38 years you still make me that cup of coffee in bed every morning so I can take my meds. So I became a public speaker and I decided that I'd like to become a practitioner of some sort, and I went into studying the brain. And partly, one of the reasons I wanted to do that was because of the Parkinson's. In 1993, I endured 26 operations in 5.5 years. And Parkinson's runs on my mother's side of the family, and because my body shut down, my genes laid up straight away, and I'm stuck with it for the rest of my life. However, even though I stutter, I don't need a wine to stutter, and I don't need copious amounts of coffee to shake. I can actually make you a cappuccino in the morning without the machine. And it's not ever going to bother me. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what people think about me. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I live my life to the fullness, with truth, with honesty, with respect, and sometimes I'm a little bit too firm for some people's liking, but that's okay too. So, you just saw the dance I did. When I asked the authors to come up on stage and tell me something about their book, or their products, or their story, I told them that they could sing, they could recite a prayer, they could recite a poem, they could dance. Actually, Kerry Ann, who's in Amsterdam, only a few weeks ago, some of you in the room would have seen her singing here at the Child Protection Foundation upstairs. And she's an absolutely brilliant singer. And I think that she was here today, she would have sung a song for you. But I'm not going to bore you with my story is definitely not boring. I'm not going to tell you everything about my story. That song and dance tells you just about everything. But I'd like to acknowledge two people in the room tonight that really helped me with my story, and that is Sean and Imelda Burden. Can you stand up for me? Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Imelda. Sean and Imelda are part of sub-branch the RSL club here at Carlton Cobra. And I've never done a day on the field in a war zone in my life. However, I have been to a war zone. I have heard shooting. I have nearly been killed due to a missed bullet. And it's bloody scary. But on Anzac Day, I think it was about 2017, Imelda and Sean invited me to an Anzac Day sub-branch. You only get there's a VIP invitation. You've got to be a member to get in there. And I met so many veterans, so many people that have fought 20, 30, 40 years. And you know what our government does? Our government does absolutely nothing. They get like $8.60 a week after they've paid their expenses. They don't even get their rents paid. Question everything. Now, I wasn't blessed to have a child. All my children are your children. And I embrace that. I'm an auntie of hundreds of children. So, in 2019, I spoke on a platform in front of 22,000 people about the brain. And I was approached by a general lieutenant in the US military who offered me a job to work with soldiers that have, had a decapitation, that had trauma, that had anxiety, had depression, that couldn't get out of bed, and I accepted. And I thought, yay, this is great. I've never worked a day on the field, never done anything in war, and I've always been interested because my ancestors, my Nono Pasquale, he got awarded the Victoria Cross in Veneto, if anyone knows what that is, for saving his platoon, right? And I thought, wow, this is good. But I wished to God I didn't accept that. I wished I never accepted that job. Be careful what you wish for. My story tells a story on its own. I used to be such a sparkle. I still am, but I'm dimmed. I worked along 27 men and women. And I loved them boys and girls. They were old enough to be my children. And one day, day after day, one by one, they were killed in war, on the front line. But when you read my story, there was this special man. His name was David. And David was very gentle. David helped everybody. And because he left his computer on, because we were in a session talking, the militia in Yemen found out, and they decapitated his head right in front of me. When something like that happens, you can't not see it. It's very hard not to see. But anyway, I'm going to leave you on that note. With everything that's happening in the world today, and if you've got children that are on the battlefield, make sure you tell them how much you love them, no matter what. Don't take it for granted, and don't let that shiny, sparkly, beautiful, pressed suit of a military confuse you. My story, It Only Takes a Bullet, was named that because the general I work with, he got fired on the 5th of February this year by Donald Trump. But he told me if I expose his story, Rita, it only takes a bullet. Thank you.
Angel Black. Angel Black. It's intense. That story is intense in the book. And it's true. That's the most intense thing about it.
Okay. Okay, Sal, can you just fix up this bunting for me, please, love? Thank you.
Theatre Freedom, book launch, Sydney.
Okay. Our next story, ladies and gentlemen, by an incredible lady by the name of Lisa Jack. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lisa Jack for the story, fear, loss, love, and everything in between. Welcome to the stage, Lisa Jack.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Just I was a bit of a breath after that. That was such a moving story. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't actually done this public speaking thing probably since my mother's funeral, so it's been a very long time, which is about 25 years. So, yeah, my story is all about fear, loss, and everything in between. So the first time I saw fear, real scary fear, when I was 14. Like, I was waiting for my mum to come home, and she was really, really late, and then she came through that door, and I raced towards her, and I just looked at her eyes, and I just saw that fear. I've never seen fear like that ever in my life, and I knew something was wrong. And, you know, being 14, she didn't want to tell me until she told her dad, but, you know, I just knew something was on. I said, what was wrong? What was wrong? And she goes, I've got breast cancer. And, you know, a lot of people probably can really relate to that. The next time I saw fear, I was 22 or 23. I just got to London, I've just been in America in the summer camp. I called my mum again, said we've just found a flat, then my girlfriend's just got jobs, really excited about to start saving some money to go travelling again. And then she just asked me again, Lisa, are you with someone? I need you to sit down. And she told me that the cancer's back. And all I did was scream. I just basically wanted to run home and be with mum and just never let her go. And, you know, being a mother now, I really get what she did, that she told me to stay. So there was a lot of guilt with the staying. I was having the time of my life while she was fighting for her life. It seemed quite ironic. But, you know, every week, no matter what state I was in, obviously I was in London in my 20s, so there was a lot of partying going on. I would still ring her on Sunday night, rain, hail or shine, or if I was sober or not. And then every day I'd send her letters and also postcards, which I've still got those postcards to this day. Anyway, then we went travelling the world, we went to the Middle East and started travelling. And back in the 90s, a lot of the countries in the Middle East, like I was in Syria, which, you know, I'm very grateful to go to a lot of those countries now because, you know, with everything going on, it would be impossible. And I hadn't checked my emails for about a week, and I got one from my uncle. And he said, your mum's fighting for her life in Australia because the treatment hadn't worked in New Zealand. I don't even know if she's going to be alive when you get this. Call the hospital. And I was like, oh my God. I was on my own at that stage because the girlfriend I ended up travelling with fell in love with a Turkish carpet salesman and ditched me to go live with him in Turkey. That's another story. But he was very intelligent. He did actually speak 9 different languages there as well and did sell amazing carpets. I did buy one of them. But I was shaking when I answered the phone, and when I called Mum, and I'm so grateful that she was alive. And all she said, Lisa, it's time to come home. And I was in denial. Like, I'm sure all you guys loved it. I think I've been talking to you tonight about denial. That was probably one of my big ones. I just didn't want to go home. And I didn't want to go home and face what I had to face. So I just finished off my travelling, got back to London, shipped everything home, met my mum in Australia, and yeah, so then we saw the doctor over there. He didn't want to treat her anymore. We found an amazing doctor in Memphis. Went to Memphis. I think my dad was drinking like a bowl of rum a night because he was so stressed, because the New Zealand dollar was like 41 cents to the American dollar at the stage. So it was very, very expensive. The doctor told him how much the treatment was going. He actually did everything for free, which is beautiful, but obviously the treatment was like 16,000 US. This is back in the 90s, and Mum just broke down the phone when she spoke to Dad. And she didn't think he was going to say yes, and he just said, well, what's a home without you, isn't it? So we did sell the family home, the boat, everything, and we did the treatment. And I tell you what, we had the best time in Memphis, even though I think it was because she was with me, she was so happy. We went into Graceland. The bus rides were so amazing. There's not many white people on the bus, and when we met on the bus, we go, where are you from? They were so shocked because the white people in America don't really catch buses there too. So that was amazing. At the end of our stay, Mum seemed to be getting better, which I was really excited. So I said, do you mind, because I've only got a certain visa, can I go back to Australia? Can I go back to the UK? So she said, yeah, that's okay. And yeah, and so I went back and, you know, so grateful because I met some of my best friends that were of that time. I got 2 more months, but, you know, something that my mum always used to say, it's going to get her in the end. And she used to say that probably since I was 14, the cancer's going to get her in the end. And now, being a healer and into manifestation, I realised that she manifested that there too. So I basically got 2 months, and then my dad rang me and said, you've got a week to get home. I don't know how long she's going to be. And, you know, that plane ride home was the hardest one. Whew. Just flying into the Canary Plains, and everyone's ever gone to Christchurch, and just sitting there and just not knowing what I was going to get myself in for. And yeah, but I got home, I had 4 beautiful days with her. She never once gave up. She didn't tell me that she'd given up. And she left, and, you know, the aftermath, we were so happy. I was so happy that she was gone because she'd suffered so much. But then, you know, things crept in. I was so confused because I had this big hole in my heart. Because I didn't realise at the time that hole of the heart was from her being missing. But, you know, I just wanted to meet someone. So 2 months later, I actually met my husband for the first time, sort of there as well. And he was an old school friend. And so we just fell instantly in love. And I felt like this most amazing love because he had a sick mum with MS. But, you know, there was always trouble. Like, there was always a drama. But I just wanted to be loved because there was not enough inside me to love myself. So we moved to Australia together. He got really into drugs, really badly. That was fun at the start, but obviously he just took it to the next level. He hit a lot. And yeah, it was, but I was too scared to leave him. I was so weak. He called my mum's jewellery to buy drugs. He didn't even tell me. We got evicted from our home because we couldn't afford the rent because he spent all the money on drugs. And I still didn't leave. And then eventually we had children. You know, first I got 3 beautiful, amazing children. My first little daughter, I had her, she was so healing. I never forget having her in my arms and just didn't want to let go. So that was a really big catalyst. But the whole life, it was never easy. We got a business, went bankrupt. Then I had to get a business and get back into the workforce and got bankrupt. I had my 3rd child, and just everything was hard, really, really hard. And we never had any money. I used to have to hide money just to feed my children. And he always had to make sure he always had enough for cigarettes and alcohol. Thank goodness he was just on alcohol then, but we still transferred to the other one. And then I turned 40, and I just thought, I can't live like this anymore. Like I just realised if I keep going this way, I'm going to get breast cancer like my mum, and I just didn't do it. And it was nearly one of the hardest things I did. There's been a lot more since then, but I did leave him, and it was, you know, it was one of the hardest things. I thought that would be it, but of course, the first night out of finally leaving him, I was at a friend's house. My first night out of freedom was like, woohoo! And I had an incident happen there where there was someone that was a bit abusive with me, and I don't even remember because I had a lot to drink, and I don't remember getting in my car and basically crashed my car. And being 40, a mum, but at that stage I was a good mum. I don't do things like this. But, you know, the guilt, the shame, everything. I was, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. How much is this going to cost me? Anyway, thank goodness it wasn't too bad. I didn't crash into him, just a tree. But I was too drunk for them to blood test me. So they had to, too drunk to breathalyze, they had to blood test me. And then obviously got 12 months there too. And that put me on, that was the first start of my healing journey. But then I didn't listen either. Like then my son, about 3 or 4 years later, got diagnosed with type 1 diabetic, which the beautiful photographer I've just been talking to her today, she's the early stages in the first few weeks of type 1 diabetes. So she really resonates with how overwhelming it is. Being a parent, it's like having a newborn that doesn't grow up, especially the first 6 months. So I did that on my own, and it was very overwhelming. I remember I used to call my dad on the phone and go, I want my mum, and just keep on crying. And then we got diagnosed with celiac as well, so it's still all in the genes. And I'm still not sure which is the worst. I think sometimes it's celiac, because obviously the food's a bit more limited there too. In between that stage, I also had to get a DV on the new boyfriend that I was on. So I just had this thing I need to change it myself. Like, I keep attracting this as a pattern, but I was very lucky my brother's in the spiritual realm. He just started a school called the Neo-Shamanic Society, which I'm excited to be a member of now. It took me a lot of guts to actually ask him, because I had no voice. I had no confidence or self-worth in front of me. So I started that about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and that was my journey. I just started healing myself, and slowly over time, you know, I could see it working, and I started working with my friends for free, and slowly over time I started getting my own clients and helping people. My huge passion is the burnout, especially with the cat carers, because obviously carers are the forgotten ones, when they're so busy caring for everyone else that they don't have enough time for themselves. So that's my huge passion now. And so what's happened now is, even though I've gone through all that, my words have become my wisdom, and I get so much joy out of helping everyone else, and helping them thrive and to bloom and to come get their life back and find happiness and joy and get that spark back in life, because we've all come here to shine. We've all come here to shine brightly. And so who wants to dare not to shine brightly? But the biggest thing is, I also found the most amazing love. And, we all want to find that too. So I was very lucky I found that on the dance floor, but I had to love myself first. So then I finally loved myself and found a reflection of me in him. And it's such a beautiful love. It's one of those loves where I remember when I first met him and we went away on holiday, and this is what it's meant to be like. It was so relaxing, and I'd never had that before. My whole nervous system just wouldn't stop crying with the grief and loss of what I'd missed. So I just want everyone to know that at any stage of life, anything is possible. KFC man didn't start till his 80s. He learned at 80. So all I say, sending you all my love. I love you all. Thank you all for supporting us. And if it's possible for me, it's certainly possible for you. You've just got to believe. Thank you so much.
Yay, Lisa Jack. Lisa Jack, well done, one of our authors in Fear to Freedom.
Thank you, Lisa. You're amazing. Amazing. Okay, how are we all feeling?
Excellent.
Oh, that's good. Feeling great. Say, I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great.
Okay, just a couple more speakers and then we can have a few more drinks and some more food. Okay, this next lady is an absolutely incredible woman. Her story is called Translating the Bride's Psyche by Frances Orlando. Welcome to the stage, Frances Orlando. This is also Frances Orlando's first book, and she's on her way to writing her memoir.
Hello, Frances.
Yeah, Frances.
Woo!
Welcome everyone, and thank you for attending our book launch, Fear to Freedom. I'm Francesca Orlando and the author of The Bride's Psychic. It's about the trials and tribulations that comes from owning a bridal fashion business, which entails dealing with emotional and physical turmoil. It's surprising how something as joyful as shopping for a bridal gown can become a source of such anxiety. Sadly, society has built up unrealistic expectations of perfection. But the truth is, no one is perfect. We are all beautifully unique in our own way. No matter what your journey is in life, the fear factor lurks around every corner and confronts us every day in different ways. How we deal and conduct ourselves ultimately determines how we cope in our lives for our future. Along this life journey, we realise that living in constant fear of failure achieves nothing, as fear cages the heart, binds the mind, and dims the light. By practicing faith, we trust in the unseen and believe in a purpose greater than our own needs. Hope we find courage to travel a hidden road. Charity, we give of ourselves enduring and pure love. Then we are on a path of setting the soul free. I would just like to end with a little poem. What we need. A little dash of purpose, an effort made to cheer. A little more of courage and less of doubt and fear. A little more of lifting and pulling all our weight. A little less of leaning and leaving it to fate. A little less of grabbing of selfishness and greed. A little more of helping a fellow that's in need. A little more of working with smile instead of frown. A little less of kicking a fellow when he's down. A little less complaining about the things that mar. A little more adapting to all the things that are. A little more of caring and willingness to fight. A little more of daring for what we feel is right. A little splash of humour to brighten up the way. A little joy to follow and linger through the day. A little touch of laughter to cause a little mirth is simply what we're needing to gladden this old earth. And to know my story, you've got to read the book.
Yeah. Woo! Francesca, Orlando, beautiful. Yay.
Frances, that was absolutely gorgeous, darling. Congratulations. A big round of applause for Frances.
Yay.
And no disrespect, Frances, but this is your first book. I'm so proud of you. I must admit, quite a few years ago, I had an event upstairs here. Correct, Frances? Come here. Just come back here, darling. You can stand down there. It makes me look taller. A few years ago, I had an event upstairs, and I actually tried to transform people into public speakers. Like every story told is a story shared. Every story shared is a story that heals. So every time you tell your story, you heal. And this is why a lot of people are too scared to say their story because they're not healed yet. Anyway, Frances had never spoken at her children's birthday parties. Right? Look at her now. Look at her now.
Yeah.
Look at her now. That's good. Even at her bridal shows, our beautiful Nicole and Ronnie, where are they? Up the back there, Bird Trunk shows. How often did Frances speak? Never. Okay. Now you can't stop her. Unstoppable. Congratulations, Frances. I'm so proud of you. She's like my second mama. Congratulations, Frances.
Yay, well done.
And Frances is on her way to writing her memoir, and she promises me that it's not going to be a bridezilla, one of these bridezilla memoirs. Okay. All right. Our next story, ladies and gentlemen, is very interesting. When this person told me about her story, I fell to bits because she's actually my cousin, and I don't like calling her my cousin. I like to call her my sister because I love her so much, and she has had a huge impact on my life. So welcome to the stage, Donna Piramali, abducted at knife point. Donna Piramali, abducted at knife point.
Hi everyone. Before I begin, I'd really like to thank Aldwyn and Leanne for being the brain power and having been able to put this book together. I know the huge efforts that you've all gone to. And also to Rita for her extraordinary efforts in everything that she does. So thank you for putting tonight on. And thank you all for being here. My name is Donna Piramali, and I want to share with you my story of not what broke me, but rather what built me. So standing before you is a moment of immense vulnerability and also deep strength, because today I want to share with you something intensely personal from the book Fear to Freedom, Chapter 9, Abducted at Knife Point. At the age of 21, I was a young hairdresser, passionate about my work and full of life, and I had no idea that one day would change the entire course of my life. As I walked to my car, I was completely unaware of the danger lurking in the midst. A man forced a knife to my throat, abducted me, forced me into my car, and in an instant my world turned into horror. I was violently threatened and driven into terror by a stranger who had my life in his hands. My heart pounded against my ribs as I fought to stay calm, knowing that one wrong move could be the end. I truly believed I was going to die that day. But somehow, through instinct, courage, and my words, I survived, but then walked a long road from trauma to healing. However, the trauma didn't end that day, and the most damaging parts came after. Being in an environment of a courtroom where I was expected to stand tall, stay calm, and expose myself and relive the worst day of my life, and be cross-examined by defense lawyers in front of a room full of strangers with no support back then. I never imagined that I could write this chapter. For a long time, I didn't have the words. So what happened to me stole more than a sense of safety, but I made a decision that my story would not end in fear. That I would speak, not just for me, but the countless others who never got a chance to tell their stories. Abducted at Knife Point is a memoir of survival, but more than that, it's a testament to the power of human resilience. It's about how we can reclaim our voice, how we can transform trauma into growth, and how we can move forward, not as survivors, but someone who rises, rebuilds, and thrives. Writing this chapter forced me to revisit some of the darkest places I have been. It gave me an opportunity to reach out to others who have experienced violence, pain, and the loss of control, and to say, you're not alone. So I wrote it for the woman who still sleeps with a light on, and for the man who carries silent shame after being hurt, and for the child who grew up too quickly from someone else's choices, and for the loved ones who stand by them not knowing what to say. And I wrote it for those who didn't make it, whose stories were cut short. This book carries their memory in every word. Now I'm a therapist, a mediator, a businesswoman, a wife and a mother, and a huge advocate for change and healing. What happened to me could happen to anyone, and that's why I believe stories like mine need to be told, not to shock, but rather shine a light on what is so often left in the dark. If my story helps just one person feel seen, heard, or brave enough to begin their healing journey, then it has served its purpose. So to everyone here today, thank you for supporting this work and for standing here with survivors and for being part of a conversation that challenges silence, stigma and shame. Together we can turn pain into power and fear into freedom. Thank you.
Woo! Yeah, nice one. On the Purumali.
That was incredible, Donna. Wasn't that amazing?
Yes, well done.
Yes.
Yay.
So just before I go on to the next reader, who would have looked at Donna tonight and thought that that would have happened to her? Anyone?
No.
No. You know that saying, don't judge a book by its cover?
Yep.
It's on my magazine there. Do not judge a book by its cover until you have read the book. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in our DNA. It's in every single one of you. It's in our DNA to judge a book by its cover. And I just want you to be aware that when you try not to judge a book by its cover and get to know the individual, get to know what's in here, right? Instead of the cover. When you align your head, your heart, and your gut, you know you've read the book. And most people cannot do that. They judge with their head, or they judge with their heart, or they judge with their gut. They think they're judging with 3, but they're not. We've got quite a few counsellors in the room tonight. I'm not one of those. However, I do know what I'm talking about. Anyway, to our next one. Are we all feeling good?
Yes.
And some of these stories are heavy, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes. Not as heavy as I feel after all that good food. No? Alrighty. Our next author, all the way from Newcastle. Incredible woman. I don't know how many books Jacqueline Price has. All I know that is when we get on a Zoom every week and have a meeting, all I can see is a library of books. So I might have to get Jackie to let us know how many books she's actually in. So welcome to the stage, Jacqueline Price. Magic is your mindset. How many books do you have, Jacqueline? See, I have to count them up. In other words, she's got a library.
Thank you very much.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Woo! Jacqueline!
Hello everyone, I'm Jacqueline Price. It's an honour and a privilege to be here tonight celebrating the launch of our book, Fear to Freedom. I see, hear, feel and know that my purpose in life is to make a difference in the lives of everyday people every day. This is my story. We all face challenges in life. Some are big, some are small. Sometimes it's very difficult. I found using the power of the subconscious mind is the best solution. You can do anything you put your mind to. Also, gratitude. One of my mentors says, the more you are grateful for what you have, the more you will have to be grateful for. So every morning, start your day with gratitude. Not everybody wakes up every morning, has food on the table or a roof over their head. In the book, Fear to Freedom, I share some of the challenges I have faced. One was being in a wheelchair after a simple fall at work for 12 years. I went from that to being a fire walker. Imagine walking over 1,000-degree coals and saying to yourself, it's cool moss. And I've done this twice. I took my young nephew with me the last time, and he thought, that's hot, but that wasn't what he said. But he did the walk, and he did well. I'm also an award-winning business owner with 2 businesses. Articles in the Women of Worth magazine. The Women of Worth Mum magazine is a tribute to my mum. In the Newcastle Herald, our local paper, BX Exclusive magazine, and finalist in many other business awards. So put yourself out there, enter business awards. You never know where it will take you. One of my businesses is with Connection, where I help the business owner and the household save on your bills, home and contents insurance, EFTPOS machines for the business owner. The other one is with Kangen Water, life-changing water. We have a unit for the kitchen and one for the shower, removing chemicals and chlorine from your tap water. I found when I tested my tap water it was full of chlorine, not knowing at the time it was affecting my bronchitis, which wouldn't go away. It also affected my thyroid function levels. So now I have eliminated the chlorine, no more bronchitis, and my thyroid levels have returned to normal and I'm taking less medication. Now, did you know that the major water systems are acidic? The government put chemicals in the water to make it alkaline, suitable for drinking. They add chlorine to the water to kill the E. coli bacteria. So at any time we're drinking chlorine and or chemicals all the time. This is done every 3 to 4 months. So every day you are drinking chemicals and or chlorine, which can harm your health. You can have a chemical-free home by simply using Kangen water and also saving hundreds of dollars on the chemicals you buy and the ease of cleaning your household, removing all your washing powder and softener. You don't need it. Everything is done with Kangen water. Most diseases are caused by dehydration. When you drink tap water, it sloshes in your stomach for up to 20 minutes before it's absorbed in your body. Whereas Kangen water, being a negative charge, is absorbed into your body immediately, so you are properly hydrated. I have information on my table about both businesses and also have some of my other books for sale. I have a little poem I'd like to share as well. The clock of life is wound once, and no one has the power to tell just when the hands will stop at late or early hour. Now is the only time you own. Live, love, toil with a will. Place no faith in tomorrow, for the clock may then be still. Thank you for listening. I'm Jacqueline Price, and I'm known as the Wise Water Woman.
Yay, Jacqueline, well done. Well done.
Congratulations. Jacqueline, the Wise Water Lady. She said, I'll come and test your water, Rita. I'll tell you if it's an alkaline or an acid. I said, yeah, well, come on, let's do that. But after all the drinking we're going to do prior to that, I think it's going to be an acid. Okay, thank you, Jacqueline. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Yay.
I think Jacqueline actually has to count those books for me. I'm interested in knowing how many books you've written, Jacqueline. Okay, our next story. We have got actually 2 more after this one. We will take a break after this one for 5 minutes just to get a glass of wine or some water, and then we've got 2 more to go and we'll take a break then. because the food and the wine package will cease in another 45 minutes. So we're going to listen to our next speaker and then we'll take a 5-minute break. Okay, so this lovely lady by the name of Reggie Rowland is doing health checks at her table. Where are you, Reggie? Put your hand up, girlfriend. There we go. All right, so she's written a book called Never Look Back. We are not finished yet. Welcome to the stage, the beautiful Reggie Rowland. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when you're buying the books tonight, every author here tonight is happy to sign them. So over to you, Reggie.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Rita. You're amazing. Thank you, Aldwyn. Thank you, Leanne. And thank you to all the other authors. So I'm not going to talk too much about my book at all. What I'm going to do is tell you that 27 years ago, well, when I was 16, I decided that music was my life. And I forged my way through battling through the whole music industry. And anyone that's an artist or an actor or anything knows that you pay to play. You pay to play. And that will take 20 years before you get paid. 20 years. But even if you don't get paid, you will still play. Because it's in your body, it's in your soul. Music is part of your DNA, my DNA, everyone's DNA. You know that when you listen to a song, it can take you back to your best friends dancing in a club 30 years ago. Because it's part of the vibration. We're all made of energy, vibration, and choice. So now I'm going to get you to listen to one of my songs that we've reproduced from 27 years ago, and now it's relevant now. And then you can read my story in the book and find out how I got there. table on this is all I ask. Download us. We've now just been able to put it to the whole world on Spotify. So if you get it it's free. Go over, Jism Energy Force. Because you need a little bit of energy force to produce life. And that's what Jism's all about. Producing life.
Yay! Woo! Yay!
Thank you, Reggie Roo. Thank you, my darling. All right, now I was going to cut to a break, but I'm electrified, you know. I feel like dancing. Everyone woken up after that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to cut to that break. We've got 2 more people, and they're 5 minutes each. All right, so. Okay, our next speaker, one incredible human being. Also, I love her like my sister. Her name is Rosie Shaloub. And she talks about embracing the courage to shine the light on darkness. Welcome to Rosie. Look at those boots.
Oh yeah.
Look at those shiny boots.
Very nice.
I feel a little bit rigged here tonight because I was told I wasn't allowed to bring any notes. I think Rita was trying to get the speaker out of me. But I just wanted to have a show of hands of who here believes in psychics. And who here has ever been to a psychic?
Yes.
Well, I'm asking the question because I actually am a psychic. And I spent my whole career in the psychic industry. It's been one hell of a ride. And when I first started, I was in my very, very early 20s. And I walked into the industry with very rose-coloured glasses, thinking that I was going to save the world. But what I found instead is that the industry, unfortunately, is filled with frauds, massive egos, and fakes. The F word that I call it. So over the years, I've worked with thousands upon thousands of psychics, and what I've found is that they're very clever. They're like clever actors, and they know how to extract the information out of you. There's so many tricks to the trade that even I, as a professional psychic, even I will be guilty of sometimes falling for some of those tricks. Like, you can read someone's body language. You don't mean to do it, it just happens. Anyway, on that note, I've come across so many amazing, wonderful people in the industry, but unfortunately they were a very small handful. I've been very blessed to have very strong mentors, and I wrote a book called The Dark Side of the Light. Now, why I'm here, I've never been kidnapped, I haven't drowned, I haven't worked for the military, I definitely cannot sing. But my story about the fear was that I was so scared to actually expose the industry that I actually was very passionate about and that I so strongly believed in. And I needed to put my story out there because there are so many vulnerable people, so many people paying a lot of money to hear something that they already knew. And one of my very favourite stories of all time is The Wizard of Oz. I can't get enough of The Wizard of Oz. And if you remember, Dorothy and her friends travelled the yellow brick road to meet the wizard because the wizard had all the answers. And what I found in life is it's such a metaphor because at the end, when they finally get to the castle, to the Emerald Castle, and Toto, the little dog, pulls down the curtain, there was just a normal, average man who really had no clue, who pretended to be the wizard. And this is what I find in the industry, in the psychic industry. They all remind me of the wonderful Wizard of Oz, who really, they just didn't have the answers. So what does the Wizard of Oz do? He gives the Scarecrow a certificate so he can get a brain. He gives the Tin Man, he gives him a certificate so he can get a heart. And he gives the Cowardly Lion a certificate so he can get some courage. And this is what happens within the industry. You might see somebody advertising themselves a celebrity psychic and they've got certificates all over their name. Just trust me on this, it means nothing. I've got lots and lots of stories to tell in my chapter, but I've also written a best-selling book and I won an award for it. And I'm really proud because in the end of the day, in a way, I sort of became a dibby-dobber for the industry. And I was shit scared. I was so scared to put the book out there, but I knew that if I wanted to walk in the light, and I knew that if I wanted to really be a shining example of what I tried to practice and preach, that it was time to let people know the truth. Because at the end of the day, just like Dorothy and the good witch of the East, and she says to her, all you have to do is tap your heels 3 times, because we really do have the power within us. So I'm not saying you don't need to, I'm not saying to people don't go and have a psychic reading. Sometimes it's fun. And sometimes it just gives you clarity on something that you already know. But what my point is that you already have the answers within you. So on that note, I want to say thank you to Rita, Aldwyn and Leanne, because this has just been an amazing night. And I want to say thank you to my mentor. I won't embarrass him, but he is my Mr. Miyagi, and I've been very, very lucky and blessed to have him as my teacher. And a massive thank you to my husband who has supported me. I leave him to last. And the reason I leave my husband to last is because he is the biggest skeptic of anyone that I've ever known. Thank you.
Yay, Rosie! Woo!
Congratulations. Let me get up here, Rosie. Let me give you a couple. Very much, Rosie. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Yay, Rosie! Woo!
Hey, Rosie, what colour underwear have I got on? Red? No.
No
Where's
undies.
Aldwyn?
No undies. No
Where's
undies.
Aldwyn? Where is she?
Here.
You know, she told me something recently and I was horrified. My mother always told me to wear clean knickers when I go out in case you got hit by a bus. Aldwyn told me about 5 years ago that she doesn't wear knickers. I was horrified. A lady that doesn't wear knickers.
It's true, unless I wear pants, and then I wear undies when I wear pants, but otherwise...
Okay, for our last story, ladies and gentlemen. Aldwyn, I just put you on the spot there, I'm sorry.
That's true, I have no undies on.
Okay, sorry, not sorry. Okay, our last speaker for the evening before we cut the cake and go on to the award ceremony is the incredible lady Michelle Flight with her book called This is Freedom. Welcome to the stage, Michelle Flight.
Woo! Yeah!
Well, hello everybody, and thank you for hanging around so I get to have a chat. I really appreciate that. I am an extremely lucky person. I have been raped 7 times. I have been abducted like Donna. I have been sexually assaulted. But I was born with a sense of curiosity. And I used that each and every time something happened to me that I didn't understand. And as a child, I didn't have anyone to help me, so I had to make sense of things myself. And I spent my entire life trying to learn and understand. I was extremely lucky that I was able to identify predators while they were hunting and go and have a chat to them. And they were very generous. They shared an enormous amount with me. So I actually learned not from the degree that I got from UTS, but from the people who actually set out to intentionally hurt us. And I have a great respect for them because they are very, very clever people. They put a lot of effort and study and research and work into what they do so that they can get the outcome that they want. But I took all this information and I turned it into something that helps people. I guarantee 100% results if people work with me. And it was in the very, very early 1990s that I probably became the first coach that we know today, working out of a little crystal shop in Chatswood. And my business grew so fast that I ended up having to work out of my lounge room. I have, unfortunately, gone on to have a work-related injury and was not able to work for a period of time. But through everything, I used curiosity to learn and to grow and to make sense of the things around me. And my chapter is something that I share with the reader that is actually proven and actually does give you the result that you're looking for. So it's evidence-based. I've lived it. My children have been able to use these skills and resources, and I put it in the book. I really was excited by the title because it gave me an opportunity to share faith, not hope, but faith that if you keep looking for the right person, you can get help. There is an answer. So thank you very much for listening to me tonight.
Yay, Michelle! Woo!
Thank you very much, Michelle. Michelle, that was an incredible story. As a mindset coach and an author myself, as a mentor to many, I love the fact that we can get up here on stage and just freely speak about our trauma. And like I said, every time you share your story, you're cutting that trauma by half. Okay? Now, to all of you beautiful people in the room, thank you for coming tonight. We haven't finished yet. We are going to take that break. However, we are going to cut this cake. So can I have all the speakers, the authors, up around this cake? Because we're running way behind time. So can I have all the speakers there? Anyone that wants to take photos, I think if we can take photos behind the pole, like away from the pole, so everyone gets the opportunity to do that. The incredible Alex here at Dalton House has done his best to keep us on time, and really appreciate you, Alex. Thank you so much, love. All right, all authors, hop, here we go.
I need someone to take over here. Is anyone good with? Can someone take over while I'm out there? Anyone good with this? Just to keep the live stream going. I don't have my glasses. Oh, are you? Okay. You'll do it? Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, over here. I just need someone to. Can you just hold that? Just hold that. Just come in and just film it. It's a live stream. Yeah, so just hold it down here. Hold it down. Just get some good angles on it. Yeah. All right.
No, we're just going to wait for Francesca. We cannot leave Francesca out. Move in. Can we get everyone in? Yeah.
It's on video. It's on video. Yeah, so it's just video. So just don't touch it. Just hold it. Yeah, that's okay.
Reggie, move. Yeah, bring your hands down. It's not flattering when you've got them cuddling someone else. Where's Reggie? No, we're still missing. We're waiting for Reggie. Where's Reggie? Renee. Renee, come on, chop, love. Okay, on the count. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, thank you, ladies. Now we're going to be back. Grab yourself a drink, and we're going to be back on stage in 5 minutes. But here to the wonderful ladies and Sal, congratulations on the book and the launch. I love you very much. Congratulations to Series 1. That's inspired the other series. All right, to us. Yay! All right, I'll see you on stage in 5 minutes. Okay.
So much. Thank you. And there we have it. Okay, we are at a break now. I'll just show you this cake close up because it is really cool. This cake. How cool is this? How cool is this cake, huh? How cool is this cake? Edward. Hey Edward, how are you finding the launch?
It's awesome. Amazing.
So good to see you after so long.
Fantastic people here tonight.
Yes.
And so many interesting, diverse stories.
Yes.
Really very inspiring.
Thank you, Edward. So good to see you again. You know, Edward and I go way back. How far back do we go now, Edward?
We go back to a while back.
Oh my God, maybe 20 years?
20 years.
I did Landmark. We met at Landmark.
20 years.
Landmark Education. Now, I did in 2006.
Oh, right.
When did you do Landmark?
2003. So it would have been from 2006.
Oh my gosh. So
19.
we're 19 years.
19
We're almost at our
on the
20-year
Gold Coast.
anniversary. Oh my gosh.
Oh, right. We have to celebrate that. We should celebrate our birthdays together because we're just like 2 days apart.
Yes, I'm the 16th
on the
of
Gold
January.
Coast,
16th of January. When are you?
6th of January.
6th. Oh, there you go. Close, very close.
very
And
close.
David Bowie and Elvis are in between.
Yep.
Yes, and Sade is the 16th of January, like me. So there you go. So we've got some very cool people there. Now,
cool.
the interesting thing, Edward and I just reconnected. We haven't seen each other for how many years?
6 years.
6 years we haven't seen each other at least. We used to hang out all the time. I used to go to Brisbane,
Gold
hang out,
Coast.
Gold Coast, hang out. We were doing landmark courses. We were doing all sorts of really cool stuff. We were in Juness together. We were in Isogenics together.
She was in my downline.
I was in his downline.
My
Yep.
star player.
I was the star player. I was. And great product still.
Great
Yeah,
product.
and we always had great conversations. We always have great conversations, Edward. And, you know, I'm so grateful that you're here. Now, the interesting thing is I'm doing a landmark masterclass at the moment called An Invented Life. And a lady called Deirdre contacted me and she said, I'm just setting you up for the seminar. And I said, Deirdre, you came up in my phone under Juness. And she said, oh yeah, that was through Edward. Edward introduced me to Landmark 10 years ago. I said, oh, Edward. I'm like, God, what's Edward up to now? Last I heard you were in Melbourne with your mum, because the mum wasn't well. And she said, oh, you're living in Bangkok. I said, oh my God, I'm doing a book launch in Sydney. I've got to get back in touch with Edward. And here you are.
I am.
Here you are. How cool is that?
Magic.
That is so cool. So great, so great. Love you, Edward. Edward, cool guy. Check him out, Dr. Edward Kashab. Check him out. Chemical Free Kids and all the things. What are you doing now? What are you doing nowadays, actually, Edward? Let's put this back on you.
I actually do. I'm working in the mining sector. Would you believe? I do
Mine?
consulting in the
Consulting in the mining
Yeah.
sector, nice.
Would you believe I'm not a miner, but but I work on team development.
Really? Fantastic.
Strategy, innovation,
Great.
all of that.
Great.
Anything to do with
Fantastic.
innovation and getting the team together to the right team to innovate your business or your business strategy, and that's what I do. The mining
Fantastic.
sector is going through a huge transformation and innovation is at the centre of what they're doing right now.
So great.
Yeah, but I also work with small businesses.
Yeah, you're amazing, Edward. Love you so much, and so grateful that you're here.
You contacted me out of the blue. I'm meant to be here tonight.
You were meant to be here tonight.
To be here tonight.
Yes, and you're meant to meet some of these amazing people.
I'm meant to meet the people here
yes.
tonight. I met some beautiful people here tonight.
Yes.
And they're amazing.
Yes.
And it feels like I'm back in Brisbane in a way. Because the ones I've met have been from the Gold Coast, mostly.
Yes.
So it feels like I've done 260-degree turn. I was in Brisbane about 3 weeks ago.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
long ago, 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And, with one of my dear friends, Miranda.
Ah.
And we went up to the Sunshine Coast to also meet one of our close dear friends, and it was amazing.
Wow. How long were you living in Brisbane? How long did you live in Brisbane?
I lived in Brisbane for 20 years.
Wow.
I lived in Brisbane for a long time.
Amazing. Well, we miss you being up there, but I do come to Sydney a lot, so
Yeah,
we'll catch up more often for sure. For sure. Thank
lovely.
you, Edward. Thank you. And anything else you'd like to share with us today?
No, except that you don't lose good friends. You always end up connecting. It feels like I saw you last week. Honestly.
Yes, it does.
I've been watching your posts on Facebook and getting I know what you're up to.
Yes.
And things like that. And it's just amazing. Like time just does not exist after you connect with somebody.
Yes.
And that tells you a lot about the person.
Yes.
In your life.
I so appreciate you, Edward.
Very
such
blessed.
a good friend, such a friend. That's what it's like with great friends. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen each other for 5 years, 10 years, whatever. When you catch up, it's
We
just
are
like
blessed.
yesterday. Just
That's a
like
blessing,
yesterday.
yeah.
And of course, Capricorns are really cool
We
people.
both Capricorns.
We are
Oh
both
my
Capricorns.
God,
And
yeah.
Salvo. Salvatore's Capricorn too. So we love the fellow goats. We love the fellow goats. So, yes, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming. Yay. Dr. Edward Kishar, check him out. Dr. Edward Kishar. I'm going to show you quickly the tables here. Okay, so here we have some really cool stuff here. This is all Rita Barbagoa. She's one of our sponsors here today. Hello, we've got an Angel Black fan over here, looking fantastic. Here we've got Salvo's doing some signings. We've got Angel Black. We've got people buying some of this really cool stuff. Look at these mugs here. We've got Theatre Freedom mugs. Here we go. Now, if you want to get some, reach out to Angel Black. Angel Black, look at all this cool stuff. She's brought some stuff from my heritage. Look, some Turkish evil eyes here to keep the bad spirits away. There's Kylie Fry. Hey, Kylie, fellow author. Great to see you. Well done on your speech.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Here we are. Look at all this cool jewellery. So cool, so cool. Okay, what else we got here? And over here we've got Donna's stand here. Donna's got some cool stuff going on over here. These are her cards. She's giving away 3 packs of these in the raffle. They look amazing. I'd love to get myself some of those cards. All right, and over here, I've got some people checking all this. So this is Francesca with her bridal area. Look at all these cool things here. Very cool, very cool. Wi-Fi code? Oh, yes, it's in our Theatre Freedom Facebook group, our private group. I put it in there. Oh, yeah, Happy Fish 8, capitals, all capitals. Happy Fish 8. Happy Fish number 8, all capitals, yeah. Here we are, people having a great time down here. Here we go, and then we've got this. Oh, this is Jacqueline's stall. Look, there's some of the books that Jacqueline's in. There's the bars going hot at the moment, people getting drinks here. We've got some more cool people over here. Here we are, let's go over this way. We've got more people here. And over here. The movers and shakers of Sydney. Okay, what do we got? Okay, this is the Jism stand. This is Renee. Reggie, make sure you scan that. Get on Spotify, look up Jism. J-I-S-M. She does yoni steaming. She's got a cool acoustic dry float bed that's meant to be really, really cool. This is all Lisa Jack healing. Some of her really cool stuff. She's got some cool things here. Some teas. Over here, Lisa Jack, here she is with her. Lisa, now Lisa, what have you got here at your stand? What's all this stuff?
Chakra teas.
Chakra teas,
Yeah,
nice.
so they obviously heal the chakras.
Nice.
And then I've got it offer, I've got a deal with the shamanic healing to not get like a $20 discount.
Okay, beautiful.
That's just on that one there. So
Fantastic, nice.
Yes, very passionate about care, carers burn out and helping
Yeah.
to get to help themselves.
Well, that's fantastic. I've been doing a lot of caring for my aging parents lately, so I feel you with that. So that's wonderful that you do that.
And it's I think that it's like we've got the airplane, and the airplane they always tell us save yourself first, but it's so foreign for carers to actually do that. And as you know, taking a breath for yourself is quite hard when you've got everyone else there too, but it's like essential for your own mental health, because who's going to look after them if you're not here?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Well done. You did a great speech out there too, and you look gorgeous with your rainbow colours. Did we find out what this stone is here?
Oh my God, I did, but now I've forgotten.
We're going to find out what the stone is. You might put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. And here we've got Michelle Slide doing the raffles, doing a great job, Michelle. Well done. That was a fantastic speech. Well done, Michelle. Now, you've got your psych safe training over here.
Yes.
Now, so people want to work with you. So this is the sort of thing you do here. Here's the brochure, guaranteed results. And how are you feeling?
Oh, great. Yes. Fabulous.
Yeah. Well done on your chapter. Congratulations. What a powerful chapter it was too, and a powerful story.
Thank you.
And it's so great that you're now working with people and helping people through these kind of challenges. And yeah, wonderful. You did a great job out there. So anything you want to share about your, what you offer here?
Right. Well, I breed the most special little dog in the world.
Oh, these dogs are gorgeous. Look at that. Oh. Cotton, how do you say the name? Cotton?
It's free. So Cotontilia.
Cotontilia. Look how cute they are. Oh my God, they are the cutest little things. Oh my gosh.
So I introduced this breed into Australia, had them formally recognised, and I am an ethical breeder. I've done a lot of study around dog breeding.
Oh, good.
And dog handling.
We like that. Now, ethical, actually, let's just talk about that for a moment. Ethical breeding. So what is the difference between a non-ethical breeder and an ethical breeder?
Okay, so I breed for people on my waiting list who have paid a deposit. I don't randomly breed and then sell to people because I have to. This is where we get into trouble, because if the wrong person buys the wrong sort of dog, doesn't suit their lifestyle or their environment, they have to hand it into a shelter, and then we get all these issues with people who've got dogs that they can't look after, or that doesn't suit their environment, and they have to hand them in. And we then have overbreeding. We have all sorts of issues.
Yep.
I make sure that I can take good care of my puppies. I work with a very good vet. I work with a very good specialist who does all my chiropractics for my puppies and my breeding dogs. It's all about making sure that you're ticking all the correct boxes. I run a fabulous program called Puppy Culture.
What's it called?
Puppy Culture.
Puppy Culture. Okay. Yep.
And I actually am hands-on every day. I don't go to work and leave them unattended. I am there, working with them and teaching them as they grow for their first 8 weeks of their life.
Nice.
So I put a lot in.
They're your little babies.
They are, yes.
And they're adorable.
And in between all that, I work as a therapist. I do have a degree, but I also have international masters.
Yes.
International masters on top of my degree.
Yes.
And I guarantee 100% my results, because I think that is something that every single person going to see somebody should be expecting. Yep. And I developed a site-safe hazards program for businesses, and that's making a big difference with the people that are working as well.
Amazing. And where can people connect with you? What's the best way?
Yeah, you can ring me 0419 123 455. You can email me info@michelleinsight.com.au, or you can go to my website www.psychsafetraining.com.
Beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
On being one of our phenomenal authors. Love you heaps, and so grateful for you. Yay. Thank you, Michelle. We've got Rosie over here. Oh, I'm needed. But Rosie, can we quickly...
go on stage,
oh, okay. I've got to go on stage. Okay, got to go on stage. All right, and there's Kylie's stand there, and this is Rosie's stand with all the crystals.
My beautiful
all the
daughters.
crystals, and this is Leanne, some of Leanne's stuff, some of our stuff here. We've got the magic wands. Yay, the magic wands. Okay, I'm wanted on stage apparently, so All right, so time to go and get on stage for whatever's going to happen next. Rosie, well done. How are you feeling, Rosie?
Oh, I feel great.
You did a great job with your tour. Wasn't she awesome?
She told me I wasn't allowed to keep notes, and everyone had notes because
Well,
I know what she's doing
that.
to me.
I noticed that.
I know what
I thought,
she's
how
doing.
come some of them snuck in notes? What happened?
Because I opened my big mouth and said I want to become a speaker, so she's trying to teach me. We're in trouble.
Yes, here we go. All right, gotta go. All right, much